Hi everybody!
Hi.
This is them.
And this is Ildi.
And this is the Bubble Tea Squad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean 2 members of the Bubble Tea Squad. 4 members. I mean, so many things are happening with us guys recently, but you know, the thing that always makes us happy and makes us feel content and like tells us that everything is going to be alright is probably a warm hug from a good friend. So what are we going to do is on the K-pop classics, we're going to start with no other than TVXQ's Hug. In an attempt to understand what TVXQ is. How much do you know about TVXQ, Ben?
Not that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know a load of their songs because they're like iconic songs. And like, I don't really know the members well enough to like be sure when naming them, which is bad because they're legends.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, they just kind of bypassed me really.
Yeah.
I think I got into K-pop too late to really ride the TVXQ hype train. All the time that I've been in K-pop, they've been a duo, so...
Yeah, that is true.
Which makes it more difficult, but like... Yeah, they got some banging songs in their back catalogue.
It's one of those things with TVXQ that like, you just cannot help but hear about them because they are mentioned constantly.
Because they were the big thing, like, 15 years ago.
And they are,
10-15 years ago.
They're still, they still hold records of like best selling for an artist in Japan, which like it's a classic pop quiz question, by the way, and then I would have answered Celine Dion or something because Celine Dion was insanely popular in Japan, and I think she still is.
Or like the Bangles, wasn't it, or something like that?
Oh,
was
yeah.
enormous in Japan.
Yeah, but
Cardigans, things like that.
Oh yeah, exactly. But apparently it is, TVXQ. I mean, who else, obviously? So, this is, if you guys ever get into a pop quiz where this question is asked, this is the answer. But for now, we're gonna check out Hug. Should we watch a live performance?
I think you want to watch a live performance.
I don't know, I'm just like, if they're singing live, then yes. Okay?
Go on, then.
Okay, let's see.
2004.
Oh, this looks great already.
I was 9.
Music camp.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, what is this, a heartbeat in the beginning?
Listen to my heartbeat. A twisted board with hearts on it.
And it is a heartbeat, isn't it? Oh, I know this song. This is such a sweet song.
Just love the anime hair from this era.
I think this is live though. What? Wait? This is live singing for sure.
Yeah. They're very good vocalists.
I heard about this.
It's YouTube, I think.
This is such a good teaching. This is... I would have totally loved this. Oh. Isn't this you?
I'm not confident to say that is anybody.
But the harmonies are killer.
Classic boy band move.
Love it though. Wait, and there is dance break.
Dance break. K-pop, of course, it's dance break.
But I honestly thought it's gonna be a ballet thing.
Yeah, but even in a ballad, you have a dance break.
Oh, sorry. Is this Changmin? Yeah. There's a bit of like uncertainty in them as like they are like rookies. And you kind of feel that, oh my god, which camera I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But the kick is confident.
All the harmonies.
This is so my thing.
You've got to love the everyone point at one member choreography too.
Yeah. It's easy. It tells us who sings,
It's always fun though.
This guy is really, really, really good. You know, when it's a good melody and it is just repeated over and over again, but it doesn't get boring, it gets like comforting. Something I know already.
Like a hug.
Oh my god, exactly.
They're such good tones.
Yeah. It's like a strong tenor without being annoying, like the high pitch, right? Gosh, this is great. Oh, it's Valentine's Day! Of course it is! What else? Luckily for me, I don't understand this. Aww.
Oh.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, this was pretty much amazing. But like the people who were talking about, like afterwards, I can't remember, Gong somebody, who's like that very famous actor from Goblin.
Gong Yu?
Yeah, I think so. But at this point, he was in Coffee Prince, which was this epic, very, very popular drama, which I learned about. I learned about because I was reading, books about like, the Hallyu wave. Yeah, and like apparently, so that was like totally that era, and like he was like on the rise with that drama. It was kind of very interesting, with like gender switches and stuff. It kind of, thought provoking. But anyway, okay, what are we thinking about the song? Because I have a couple of thoughts, but I might need to write them down.
I feel like it's your thoughts that are more important on this song.
Why do you say that?
Because this is like a fangirl's dream, this song, whereas like I am not the target audience.
Luckily I don't understand the lyrics, because otherwise I would be just like, oh, for the whole thing.
Even the feel of it though.
Yeah.
It's just like so for the girls.
But to be fair, I think what was interesting to me, that it evoked a lot of very classic boy band elements. And sometimes people forget that boy bands didn't start in the 90s. They started at like the 60s and the 70s. And like, when you look at like classic boy band, it was like, na 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 na. This is what the Temptations did. My girl, talking about my girl, my girl, whoo. Like this is literally it. Like, it was so interesting because like their moves were just, it's not like the classic boy bands that we think classics as of like the 90s, because this was like mid 2000s, but like classic comforting R&B-ish ballads of like the roots of R&B, which is 60s, 70s. So it's even earlier, to be fair. Like, it's because rhythm and blues was like, made around 40s, 50s. But anyway, so it had all of those. I didn't feel, obviously it was very romantic and sweet, but I didn't feel that it was very cheesy. And the reason for that being, maybe because they weren't going for the aegyo stuff, for example. I think they were concentrating so hard on singing well that like they didn't have the time to do any of this, because they were just like, can I hit that note? Can I hear what the harmony is?
That's the joy of a live performance, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you watch the music video, it would be a lot more cringy. Like, I've seen a couple of shots from that video and I was just like, as a fellow man, I'm just like, why?
I mean, to be fair, like, this is always an interesting question that, like, everybody who's not like necessarily an expert on K-pop asks constantly, what is this acting cue thing?
It's weird even when you're into K-pop, I feel like, for a lot of us.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was genuinely a sweet song. We can look up the lyrics, but I'm assuming it's and this is not a bad thing. It's not necessarily about like, world peace or something. Right? It's just this very simple, lovely message about, a comforting hug. I mean, the song I heard many, many times, because this is one of those that was used in Variety a lot. And
it's
like,
endured.
And like in TV dramas and stuff. So it's really, really iconic song. I need to check out TVXQ history.
Oh.
Okay, guys. Because with the disbandment of H.O.T. in 2001 and Shinhwa's departure in 2003, producer Lee Suman of SM Entertainment had to search for another boy band to compete against other popular idol groups within the growing K-pop market. Lee eventually selected 5 teenage boys from different SM training teams. How many training teams SM usually has? Because this is a question that I would ask from like, SM enthusiasts, because something that I just don't understand. SM has this rookies concept that we see nowadays of like rookies here, rookies there. But how many people do they actually take in, I wonder? Is it like 200 or like 150? What would be your guess, by the way?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Because they seem to have like a very, very vast like group of people.
I mean, they'd have to have a decent number, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they've like back in the days they used to have it SM rookies, didn't they? And like SM the ballad and stuff, like all these different like SM units even just would take a lot of trainees on.
Yeah.
And it seems like everyone from those the thing is it can't be that many because everyone from all of the like same companies seem to know each other. Like I've been listening to Eric Nam's K-pop podcast recently.
Oh, I really want to listen to it again.
The Debak show or whatever it's called, and like he's like always he talks about all the groups like quite personally that he's covering. Like he's like, oh yeah, this one used to be under my label. I used to talk to her quite a lot, and like they always know each other when they're under the same label. So I feel like it can't be that many trainees at once because everyone knows each other.
To be fair, I think it's also, even if it's like many people, but like trainees probably relate to trainees much more.
Yeah. Well, they're all going through the same struggles. So.
Exactly, especially when they are young. I think NCT's Jisung was one of the people who I watched a really good like dancing show. And like it was high school dancers. It was awesome performances and it was really cool. And he was on it, and I was very surprised like how they didn't really use him that much as like a celebrity bait. Probably because he's so young and like not that popular or whatever. Anyway, he was very talented, really enjoyable. There's one thing that mentioned like really stuck in my mind that like because he debuted like as 15 or 14, he really doesn't get never actually got a high school experience, even though he goes to high school. He lives in a dorm and he does all sorts of like schedules and stuff, and he always hangs out with people who are older than him just by default. So it's almost like he wanted to be on that show because he wanted to have same age people who are like interested in the same thing, but like, as of dance, but they don't necessarily do this job because otherwise he doesn't really get on with the people who are his age because they just like go to a completely different experience. And he cannot even hang out.
And he can't really pay full attention at school because he's so tired from training, right?
Exactly. And he cannot, hang out with them, just like on the street or like go for like, try alcohol for the first time or anything like that, because he has to, he has to be picked up by the manager. Anyway, it's a completely different story, but like it's just interesting, like, how different the lives are. Okay, so they were signed, following trainees as Heechul and Kangin. They joined the, Yunho and Jae-jung joined the project through 4 seasons in 2002. Heechul and Kangin went on debut as Super Junior 2 years later. Max Changmin, the youngest at age 15, was the fourth to join the band. New face showcase. Okay, these like literally means like the whale that eats legends. Wow. Okay, TVXQ made their first public appearance in a 2013 Boa and Britney Spears showcase.
Yeah,
where they performed. Wow,
it's crazy.
Where they performed their debut single "Hug" and a cappella rendition of "Oh Holy Night" with Boa. Gosh, we have to watch this. This is amazing. Anyway, okay, so they were very, very young then. Interesting. It's always so weird to think about, like, these groups, usually stand as, like, completely different entities, but they were in a project group with Heechul and Kangin.
I suppose that's the nature of trainees, isn't it? So you end up in a lot of different groups of trainees until you find your real group.
Okay. This is a very interesting intro. We're going to check out more and see you guys soon.